Hello, Internet. This is ProduceCast, episode X10, the Produce podcast where we add unnecessary X's to everything.
Is that the 10th sequel to Final Fantasy X? X10?
Final Fantasy X2, I guess. Well, at least it's not like how people used to do gamer tags. It's like XXX.
Oh, people still do that.
Sniper 420X. That's what it feels like with
a thing.
That's what it feels like with Produce X101. It's like, what makes it sound more hardcore?
More extreme.
Yeah, to the extreme. Anyway, for those of you joining us for the first time, hello. This is a podcast where we talk about Produce 101, Produce 48, and now starting this year, Produce X101. We'll get into a bit of that later. But if you want to follow us along once the show starts airing in May, please be sure to subscribe to Truly Daebak. You can also listen to audio versions on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. If you want to join the discussion once the episodes start up, you can join our Discord server, Truly Daebak. There's going to be a specific channel for Produce X101 discussion. There's a lot of people that are watching the show, so please feel free to join us in the discussion. Now, with that out of the way, I should introduce my co-host. If IOI and myself were hanging off a cliff and he could only save one of us, he'd throw me off 11 times and save IOI. Nathan Swisher.
100% true. We are at all time together. Thank you, Eyes One.
Thank you, Eyes One, for that beautiful English.
Yes.
We'll get into that review in the second part. But to start off this first part of episode 10 of the Produce Cast, we're going to do our series preview of Produce X101. So getting into that, I mean, if you're a regular with Produce, if you've watched the shows before, I mean, not too much has changed. You know, same old thing, 101 trainees. I counted this time. There's actually 101 trainees. Nobody's dropped out
Until
yet.
some of them drop out.
Until some of them drop out. Eventually,
Happens every season.
Yeah, it happens every season. They never make it to the first evaluation with a full 101. It's pretty funny. Yeah. So 101 trainees this season. It's boys again. So, I mean, Produce 101 season 2 was like breaking records for like voting and like viewership. So this one's probably gonna do insane numbers. And I mean, 101 literally created a cult around their personality. So, I mean, this is going to be a successful show. So, they're competing for, I actually don't know how many spots there are this season, in all honesty. I haven't been able to find any.
Yet.
Yeah, they haven't. I don't know if it's 11, like how it usually is. I don't know if it's 12, how they did 12. It for Produce 48. Or I don't know if it's 10, because you know how like they have the X, maybe they'll just
X, do... Yeah, it might just be 10.
Yeah, but that'd suck though for them to take away like 2 spots from compared to last season.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it would.
We'll find out.
It'll be interesting to see. Yeah.
So there've been slight changes in format. Usually produce groups have only existed for like maybe a year, 2 years, and then just disband or they just go back to their company. This time there's no messing around pretty much. So it's a 5-year contract total for the winning group or the winning members. 2.5 years of that are exclusive to whatever the group that comes out of Produce X101. 2.5 of that are you can split time between the Produce X101 group, and then you can do individual activities, that sort of thing. Because I feel, they're kind of slowly learning their mistake of letting all of these people go so soon when the groups barely kind of hit their prime. Or in like 101's case, like 90% of the time they're just doing CFs and they barely end up making music. Yeah, so,
or IOI's case of getting no music at all.
Yeah, getting like
anything.
Yeah. So I think they want more control over what their output is, and if that's the case, this might be the last Produce show, in all honesty, for a while at least, because I don't think thgoing to have, if you're gonna have a 5-year contract,
a bunch of overlapping.
Yeah, you're not gonna want to have, like, maybe there'll be overlap between Eyes One and then the group that comes out of this, but you're not gonna want to have like 2 or 3 like boy groups or whatever competing all at the same time. So yeah, this might be the last one for a while, which is find out sooner or later, but that's going to be an interesting thing to see is how if they'll still continue the show now that they're lengthening the contract. It's pretty much they're bringing it more in line with how they did Idol School, because I think Idol School their contract's like 7 years long and that's exclusive. That there's no.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. From Us is like a real group.
Yeah, they can't go back to. I mean, most of them weren't really associated with labels anyway, but yeah, they're pretty much they're Stone Music Entertainment employees for the time being. A big change though when it comes to grading systems, we have a new lowest grade, which is the X rating, which supersedes F as the lowest ranking. I don't know why. In all honesty, I know like they're trying to like sort of change up the format to keep it interesting, but I mean, what do you think they could do to like make the X ranking like more interesting or to justify its existence in the first place?
I honestly have no idea why they're doing this. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like you said, it doesn't really seem like it justify. There's no like really good justification, at least that we've seen yet. It's just like F was like the bottom, and like everyone knows that. Like we knew that the worst people would go to F. Why be like, oh, never mind. Now F's not going to be the worst. X is going to be the worst. But all the people that would have been an F are now just going to be an X.
Yeah.
And it's like you have a slightly better tier for no reason. Like there already isn't much of a distinction. Between like distinction, that's what I was like completely lost couldn't think of the word. There's not much of a distinction between like C and D, so now you have like a distinction between C, D, and F, which like I don't know. It didn't make sense to me.
One theory I'm seeing thrown around is that if you're, because we don't know like what the results of the elimination. This is a weird thing where there's well over a month of lead time before the show starts airing, because usually they do the pick me and then like the reveals like only a couple weeks before the show starts airing, and yeah, so there's an entire possibility that maybe the X ranking is like if you hit X rank by the time they're going to record the pick me song, they just kick you off the show immediately. Maybe that's. I mean,
yeah, that might be. Yeah, it really depends on what they do with it.
Yeah,
if it's just another ranking, like that, like nothing really matters. It's kind of dumb, especially because after like the first part, the rankings don't matter at all anymore. Anyway, it's all based on like what your popularity ranking is. So like that part of it is already a minuscule amount of the show. Yeah, that like. And adding another like lower tier than F doesn't make any sense unless they do something crazy like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. Like, I mean, it's kind of harsh, but I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be against it, because I mean, all due respect to like someone like a Beijing Young, or like people that, because there were people in 101 that hit F and then ended up making the final group. So yeah, I mean, maybe maybe they. The thing is, they kind of make money off of like, oh my god, they were an F trainee and they made the final group. So I don't know if they really want to. I don't know if they want to eliminate that aspect entirely.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
To see the
that's
growth.
That's always the like nice like Cinderella story storyline that they have every season if that happens.
Or there's people that go from like F to A after the second evaluation or whatever. So it's weird. Yeah, we'll find out. Definitely let us know what your ideas are, or potential ideas on what the X ranking could be used for. And the final big change is in season 1, they just literally, when it came to choosing who the center was for the music video, they literally just like did like a ballot. Season 2 and Produce 48, they did like some type of special performance or like a dance, or they changed the lyrics, and then the trainees would choose who they wanted to be the center. This time around, the center is actually being chosen by the fans. So all of the A-rank trainees uploaded. Basically, it's like their evaluation videos. They uploaded that onto Mnet's YouTube channel, and then anyone who had voting access was able to vote for who the center was. So I'll just go quickly over the list of A-rank trainees, because there's about 15 of them, I think. So, I mean, that's a pretty standard number, I think, when it comes to...
Yeah, it's usually around there.
It's like 14, 15 for every season. So, we've got all the A rank trainees. We've got Kang Hyung-soo from AAPY. I'm not looking up too much. I'm not going too in the weeds with the members, but I was looking up this guy's like hobbies or whatever, and it said under hobbies, he likes to research flat Earth theories.
Oh my god.
Oh god. I mean,
hopefully
sure.
he doesn't believe them.
Hopefully he doesn't believe it. I mean, like flat Earth theories are interesting. It's just don't believe
they're
it.
interesting because they're dumb. Like,
I mean,
it's just like, how can you believe these things?
Like, I can't throw much shade because one of my favorite basketball players, Kyrie Irving, literally had like a famous like situation where he's nicknamed the Flat Mamba for a reason because he talked about flat Earth theories and everything. Really? It was hilarious, but yeah, that's a thing. Next we have Kim Si-hyun from Brand New Music, not to be confused with Kim Si-hyun from Everglow or Produce 48. Yeah, completely different person. We have Son Dong-pyo from DSP Media, Lee Jun-hyuk from DSP Media, Kim Kuk-hon from Music Works, Sung Yu-vin from Music Works, Park Yoon-sol from Nest Entertainment, Choi Byung-chan from Plan A Entertainment. It's listed as Plan A on here, but the company actually recently changed their name due to a merger. Plan A merged with Fave Entertainment, so they changed
I remember hearing about
Plan M. Where did they get Plan M from?
Where did
Plan
the M
A,
come from?
Fave. I guess Plan F sounds stupid, so they just made it like Plan. I don't know. That's a weird.
Who knows?
That's a weird name choice. Also from Plan M Entertainment, Han Sung-woo, Kim Hyun-bin from Source Music, Moon Hyun-bin from Starship Entertainment, Ham Won-jin from Starship Entertainment, Kim Woo-seok from Top Media, Lee Jin-hyuk from Top Media, and Choi Si-won from he's an individual trainee, and he's probably the one I have my eye on right now in terms of like favorites, because this dude's short as hell. He's basically like Woozy. He's literally like a clone of
really?
Woozy, and he can dance really good like Woozy. So he's my favorite so far. I don't know how popular he is, but early pick. I usually don't try to pick until I start watching the show, but I'm pretty impressed with what he did. So that's just we'll go deeper into the groups and companies later, but there have been some cast changes. So the screenshot I was showing before was the new host, Lee Dong-wook. He played the Grim Reaper on the hit show Goblin, so he's an actor. The thing is, I usually like when it's a musician, because season 2 we had Boa, season 3 we had what's his name, Lee Sung-gi.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I usually like when it's like a actual like musician.
This is actually the first season that it's not been a musician.
I guess they couldn't get anyone else to. I don't know.
Also because it's weird because like usually the host is the opposite gender of the show, so it was weird to see a guy introduce a season with guys. Yeah. But. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but he's huge, so he's huge. It makes sense.
I mean, maybe that's why, because they want like it's the 4th season, so they kind of want like new interest in the show. But the thing is, though, like he barely showed up on Produce 48 like last season. Like he only showed up, I swear, only for like eliminations and like the one episode when he was talking to the trainees.
He wasn't on it very much at all.
Like hopefully, hopefully Lee Dong-wook will be more active in that aspect, but. Yeah, that's probably like a ratings or a viewership sort of decision. In terms of trainers, our vocal trainers from season 2 actually are returning. Lee Seok-hoon from SG Wannabe and Shin Yumi. I like them. Yeah, they were pretty good. Or they were really strict. I remember when it came to season 2, they just be like they'd be killing them over the high notes and everything. Cheetah's returning as the rap trainer, and the dance trainers are Kwang Jae-sun, who was on season 2, and Choi Young-jun, who was on Produce 48. I believe they did the choreography for the Pick Me song. Yeah, so it's kind of like they're combining dance trainers. I think actually no, Bae Yoon-jung wasn't on season 2, right? I don't think she was on season 2.
I can't remember.
Yeah, she only seems to be on the
He was
the
on
seasons
season one and
like Produce 48.
Sure,
yeah, she only seems to be on the seasons with girls. So on March
yeah.
20th, they had a Produce X101 runway show to coincide with Seoul Fashion Week. So that's an interesting sort of new thing that they added just as a way to reveal all of the members to the fans and everything. So yeah, they're definitely trying to, I mean, they've done guerrilla events before where like they just do like handshake events, or just they all show up and perform like the Pick Me song like in the middle of Seoul or something like that. So this isn't anything new.
Yeah.
Oh snap! I didn't notice they're wearing the rankings. They have the rankings on the back of their shirts. This guy's an F rank.
Oh, really?
Oh no! Why would they do that? Hopefully they're like actually just modeling the clothes because it's a runway show. Hopefully they're just not actually like modeling what rank they are. That'd be like, why would you want to go out as an F rank and be like,
or an X?
It's like, yeah, I'm an F rank. Like hopefully it's just the fashion. Like, you know how like they do like the weird fashion shoot with like
you can buy the shirts and stuff.
Or like the fashion shoots with like the cheese puffs. Why is it cheese puffs? Like I don't know if I saw any cheese puffs this year, but like that was always a thing.
I'm not sure. It's just a weird quirk.
Yeah. Anyway, getting on to the actual performance of this season's Pick Me song, which actually isn't called Pick Me. It's literally called or it's spelled X1Ma or Jima, which kind of means just like don't, or like don't give up, or whatever is the translation of the lyrics. So that's an interesting thing that they went away from specifically calling it Pick Me. I mean, they say Pick Me in the song, so it's not like they're like completely abandoning it. But we got Sun Dong-pyo of DSP Media as the center. So what were your thoughts on that?
He seems way younger than he actually is.
He's
like
18.
I watched his introduction video and he looks like he's 14. And yeah, he's 18 years old, so I was surprised by that.
This guy,
yeah, he seems good.
Like, to put it in perspective, this guy is older than Wonyoung. He's older than Nako. He's older than like a bunch of
most of Eyes One.
And he acts like way younger than them. Some of them do. It's
he
crazy.
Looks so young. But no,
Asian
he
genes.
seemed good. He seemed like fitting for the center part at least. He had a lot of charisma, so that's always important.
And I mean, we can kind of get into a bit of it later, but I mean, just like it's interesting to see, like, or I mean, it'll be interesting to, because usually if you hit center, you're gonna be in the final group, like Sakura, Daewee.
Yeah, everyone did.
Yeah, who was sent? So Somi was center.
No, sorry, Yujung was center.
Yujung was center. Yeah, Somi was number one overall, but they usually like you almost always make group. I know Produce 48. They technically had two centers. They had Sakura, and then they had
Gone. Who didn't make it.
Oh god, that's where we gained the term getting gotten. I mean, it used to be called getting Jonghyun because of JR from New West not getting into the 101, but it's the term's way more appropriate being gotten. She literally was almost there, and then that sucks. Anyway, so I mean, I'd be shocked if he doesn't make it in at this point, which would be crazy considering like DSP hasn't put out a boy group in. Like a proper boy group
since Ajax.
In like that's a lifetime ago at this point, in all honesty. So
2010 or 11. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, so I'm kind of surprised that they're sending people on here, but we'll get into that later.
Maybe 2012.
What are your thoughts on the song?
So I was disappointed.
Really?
To me it seemed like they just tried to recreate Nayana and failed. Like, in my opinion, like they used some like synths that I found weren't the most like, I don't know, they were kind of annoying, and then just like overall nothing was catchy enough in my opinion. Like, to me, compared to the other songs, Nekoya is just a better song. It's just, I think Nekoya is like
I don't
the
think
best
anything beats
actual
Nekoya.
song. Exactly. Nayana had a much more memorable like hook and choreography. And then Pick Me had infinitely more iconic choreo and like way more energy, if that makes sense. Like, it just, the song to me, it didn't meet like the energy or the catchiness levels of any of the other songs. The only thing that really stood out was I did like the like kind of like martial arts choreography they have going for them, but like the song itself was just, I don't know, it just didn't meet the expectations I had from previous seasons. Like, it seemed like they were on an upward climb with song quality, and so I think that's part of it. Like, they've just been getting better, and this kind of like fell off from Nekoya, so I think that's why. Overall, yeah, I was a little disappointed.
I mean, I'm on the complete opposite end. I love this song like so much. I'd honestly put it'd be Nekoya, Jima, Pick Me, and then Nayana.
Oh, really? You really Nayana last? Wow.
Like Pick Me and Nayana are kind of like the same, but if I were to like, if you put a gun to my head and made me pick between the two, I'd just probably pick Me just because it's iconic at this point.
Yeah.
But I love the energy of the song, in all honesty, and I looked up the producers of the songs and I completely understand why. So it was produced by the team of Figgy Bostrom, who did ABC Middle of the Night by VAV and Stay By My Side by Twice.
You almost said Vav.
Vav. God damn it.
Vav.
Stupid habit. Albin Nordquist, who did Wake Me Up by Twice, Spotlight by Monsta X, Get It by Priston V, Fanfare by SF9, and freaking Chain by NCT 127. And
producer of the decade.
Definitely. Maybe except for Wake Me Up, because that was kind of a weak Twice Japanese song.
Like Get It, and Chain, and Spotlight.
And no. You're gonna like this. The next person, Joe Michelle, who produced Black Widow and We Like by Priston, and Super Hot by the Produce 101 Season 2 song.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the ending songs. So yeah,
hot.
That's what I think of every time I hear the song Super Hot now. And having played Super Hot, I need to get into that.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it's only like a couple hours long. So
I played it in VR. That shit was wild.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyway, like they have a really like good set of producers here, and I can definitely see what they're going after in terms of like the vibe of the song. I think what really sells me on the song is especially the choreography, because one, it's super catchy, and two, there's this awesome dance break where like when it goes into the dance break, they do that thing where they all lay back like, and it's like a wave sort of thing.
Yeah.
That part was cool. Also, I think the choreography is like easy enough to like understand, and also but still like really technical, because like there's that part where they're like the dun dun dun, and they do a clap under their legs and everything, and they do that like multiple times. So it seems like a really fun choreography. I want to try it, and I'm putting this out here now because I'll be beholden to it later. We're actually trying to get a KCON panel at KCON New York this year, and if we manage to get a KCON panel at KCON New York, I'm gonna ask my dance teacher friend DJ to teach me the choreography to Jima, and I will perform it at our KCON panel. So if you want to see me do the choreography for this, tweet at KCON. Let them know that you want to see a ProduceCast panel at KCON New York. I mean, I don't know if I can do it. I mean, in all honesty, but I mean, I'll try. I'll do it for the memes, and you can record all you want, and you can upload it.
It's gonna be a Discord emote. And
yeah, it's gonna be a Discord emote at some point, like me just doing like the clap thing. I'll try to find. I'll buy the Produce One X101 merch, and I'll do it too. So it'll be a legit thing. I actually like the stage this time because it was it's like the shape of an X, and like
I liked the X.
Yeah, because like each of like the arms of the X was like had the thing, and then like all the A rank trainees were on like the middle diamond sort of thing. I'm guessing the ones on the floor were F rank or X rank, unless they got rid of X rank.
No, they would. I assume they would be X, because if there's 4 arms like plus the center, that's the 5 rankings. A, B, C, D, F. So
yeah, actually that makes sense. So maybe they don't eliminate them.
Actually get to be on stage for once.
Oh, that'd actually be nice, because usually the F ranks are the ones like crying because they can't be on stage until at the end.
Well, now it's X.
Poor guys.
Yeah. It happens.
The one thing I don't like is it's becoming such a thing over the past like couple of seasons, but everyone trying to become the ending fairy is so dumb now. There's like 100 people like winking. Like,
it's so pandering. Yeah.
It looks like there's like something stuck in their eye, like, or whatever. There was one nice guy though. Like he did he did a kiss, and then he did like the heart thing, and then there's a heart sticker on his thumb. That was genius. But everyone else was just like, it's just like there must be like a world record for most people blinking simultaneously whenever they film these. But
yeah, like you said, like the one guy, you just got to be more creative at this point.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's too much.
Like, I don't want ending fairies to determine who makes the top 11, 10,
That
12.
too,
Because I mean, like, no disrespect to Park Ji-hoon, but if he didn't do the wink, like he wouldn't have made it into one-on-one. Granted, he definitely has the talent to back it up, but I really don't want, oh my god, he did a winky thing at the end of the video to be what determines who gets in the group like 3 or 4 months from now. Like, it should be the actual skill, but I mean, hey, Produce 101 is a talent show disguised as it's a talent show disguised as a popularity contest. So
it's a popularity contest
disguised as a talent show. So
yeah,
who knows? Anyway, let's get into a few of the trainees again. We're not going to go into a bit too of the weeds, but I just wanted to note some significant sort of companies and sort of trainees that stood out to us. Starting off with, we have the return of the big three, which I honestly I did not expect YG and JYP to ever come back on this show.
Yeah, I didn't think.
Honesty.
Is this YG proper this time?
Yeah, this is the first time. This is the first time
Okay.
YG has ever been on a Produce show. They've sent YGK Plus on the past 2 seasons, with Hyunbin on season 2 being the popular one. And I forgot the names of the ones from Produce 48 because they didn't.
Well,
I know one of them was like the daughter of like a famous chef or something. That's all I can remember.
They didn't make it very far. So
yeah, I felt bad. Yeah.
Their names weren't memorable.
I felt bad, but I mean, I guess like YG at this point, like they feel like they should have proper trainees or
Actual trainees. Yeah.
I mean, so to give you their names, we have Yoon So-bin from JYP. Only one with JYP. So maybe we get more Somi magic at this point. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's less likely because Somi had the prior fan
with
base
16.
from 16, where this person is new, as far as I know, unless he was on a show or something that I didn't know about.
Apparently he's been like a trainee for like a year, like a little over a year or so. So I mean, could they have like? How did he just end up joining the company after Stray Kids or like?
Well, Stray Kids is weird because that was a group that John put together on his own, and he just picked trainees.
Did he just
thought
not get
would fit
picked
into his group?
I
it
feel
must
so
just
bad.
be this guy didn't. Well, I mean, it wasn't that he's necessarily bad, but he might not fit
the
what
concept.
John saw for Stray Kids, which based on his introduction video, I could see he was like, I don't know, he didn't give off like hardcore Stray Kids.
So he's like on the complete opposite end of that on the spectrum,
exactly.
essentially. So, okay, you think he'll do well? Because I mean, JYP is like a huge name,
I think as long as he's not complete garbage, which would be surprising coming from JYP.
Yeah,
I think he'll do well.
Yeah, just the name recognition alone might get him into the top 11, whatever.
Yeah.
The trainees from YG are Wang Junhao and Hidaka Mahiro, who were both on YG Treasure Box, the other survival show that produced the 2 groups. I forget Treasure and then I forget the other one. Other members on YG Treasure Box were AAP Dam's Lee Mi-dam and individual trainees Kang Seok-hwa and Kim Sung-yeon. So yeah, they're going on the tour of survival shows. So there seems to be a lot of hype behind these 2 because YG, especially for Mahiro. I know he seems really popular from YG Treasure Box. I didn't watch the show myself. I know Cooper did. Yeah, so he's the one that definitely seems hyped about it. And again, anything with the name YG next to it you're gonna have a lot of firepower behind you, so we'll see. I honestly don't know if they'll make the final. That'd be so funny though to have if JYP and YG have 2, like all of them make it into the final group, like that. Yeah, that kind of be mind blowing to have.
Weird.
Yeah, because that's never happened before. Or like 2 of the big 3 like enter like a project group sort of survival show like this, and all of like 2 of their trainees or whatever make it into the final group. So that'd be an interesting dynamic, but. We'll see. Next, we'll have like existing groups or people that were had fame or some semblance of fame prior to entering the show. Starting off with Kim Sung-hyun from Stone Music Entertainment. He was a part of the Boys 24 survival show, which produced the group Into It. I honestly don't know much about Boys 24. I mean, like, Mnet has a billion survival shows at this point. So.
Yeah. At this point, you can't keep up with all. Oh, I'm not on mute.
No, I'm mute.
Sorry, I muted to type to Jacob because he was trying to get us his scores. But yeah, there's just too much to keep up with at this point, and all I know from Boys 24 is like all the controversy stuff that happened with like the one dude like talking shit about his fans and getting kicked out and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. That's
that
the
was
only
from Boys 24.
Yeah, that's the only thing I've heard of, unfortunately. So
yeah,
let's see. From the group My Teen, we have Kim Guk-hun and Song Yu-vin, both from Music Words. Kim Guk-hun was on Mix 9 and Song Yu-bin was on Superstar K6. My Teen definitely is it's definitely a bigger name in terms of like groups that end up on like survival shows like this. So I know they have a decent fan base, so that might work in their favor. Definitely, I know everyone's trying.
I think they were on the unit.
Possibly, I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they were.
I kind of feel bad though if they're just doing the survival show like tour at this point, if they're just like going around like that. So, but I mean, everyone's just trying to be the next New West, where like putting them on Produce like sort of revitalizes or brings new interest in the group. But I don't know if that's good. If everyone's trying to be the next New West, no one's going to be the next New West, unfortunately. Oh, now you're on mute.
Sorry. They were on a Mix 9, not the unit.
Yeah.
I knew they were on one of them.
Mm-hmm. Next, we have Cho Sung-yeon from Yuehwa Entertainment. He's a member of the band Unique. I've heard the name before, but I really haven't looked too much into them.
Yeah, I don't really know much about them.
This group we've definitely heard a lot. We've seen in person. Kim Woo-seok and Lee Jin-hyuk from Uptension and Top Media. This is actually a group we've seen at KCON. Like, I high-fived members of Uptension, and now they're on this show. I feel really bad. Like,
yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like, there's so many groups out there, and this is like a good shot at getting names out there.
Yeah.
Like, even if they don't make it the final group, like, getting to the end at least.
Yeah.
Or, like, near the end, it will help.
And that's kind of become a strategy in itself where you get popular enough but don't get into the final group, so you're not beholden to CJ for the next 5 years. You just need to get the popular... Exactly. Yeah, basically, this is like... A lot of companies are treating Produce like just free advertising at this point to hopefully just get their groups more popular, and they have no interest in getting them in the... I mean, that's basically how Happy Face treated friggin' Mix 9, because they didn't want to have them like be held hostage. I mean, we'll get to Happy Face later in this, but that's definitely been like the new strategy when it comes to just trying to get your groups over and more popular.
Yeah, exactly.
And probably one of the most popular ones we have from Plan A Entertainment, Choi Byung-chan and Ha Sang-woo from Victon, which just these really these names that are like in K-pop for a while. So just, I mean, it was more expected with stuff like The Unit, or I mean maybe even like Under 19 or whatever. But man, it does feel kind of weird to see these names in K-pop that we've been seeing for a while just send members like this. I guess they really do just need the exposure. So.
Yeah. I mean, nobody big's ever, like, Plan A was always just A-Pink. Like, Victon never like hit the level that.
Unfortunately,
I mean, they have soloists and stuff. Like, they have Hogok, who's very popular as well, but as like a ballad singer. But yeah, like, Victon never really got out there. So
yeah, hopefully
it makes sense having them here.
Yeah, hopefully they can grow through the show.
Sorry, we've got Play M, not Plan A.
I'm calling it Plan A. I'm sorry. Plan M is just like, why would you?
It's not Plan M. It's Play M.
What?
According to their Wikipedia page.
No, it should be Plan. I thought it was.
No, their They even have the logo. It's Play M. Entertainment.
Fix your goddamn name, Play M or Plan M, whatever you... Either call yourself Fave Entertainment or Plan A Entertainment or Plan Fave Entertainment. I don't know. Anyway, we've got some survival show veterans coming on to Produce X101. Starting off with, oh god, I'm going to butcher this guy's name because it's Chinese. It's Wei Ji from Hongyi Entertainment. He was on a Chinese survival show called All for One. Basically, it's another one of those like produce ripoff shows. You know, like, yeah, basically it's just like it's almost exactly like Produce 101, kind of like how Idol Producer is.
Yeah, exactly.
From MBK Entertainment, we have Nam Do-hyun and from Think About It Entertainment, we have Kim Jun-jae. They were both on the show Under 19. We have a Produce 101 Season 2 veteran coming back in Kim Dong-bin, who was formerly, when he competed in Produce 101 Season 2, he was under Kiwi Media Group. He has since left and gone to MLD Entertainment, formerly Double Kick, which is Momoland's company. If you don't remember, Kim Dong-bin, he was the one that kind of, like, he sort of had a panic attack before he was doing his... Remember he did the performance of Chewing Gum by NCT NCT Dream, and yeah, they had to cheer him on. So I feel so bad that he has to come back on the show again, but hopefully he does better this time around. I mean, there were a lot of people that on Produce 48 that came back from season 1, and then they ended up doing much better than they did the first time around. So hopefully Dongbin, and being a familiar name to Produce fans, hopefully this will work in his favor. And I mean, it seems like he's at a better company now if he's going to be under Momoland's company. So they must have something up their sleeve if they're sending him on here.
Yeah.
And then competing on Mix 9, we had Baekjin, who is under Vine Entertainment. I've never heard of it, but that kind of sucks that people that just had to survive like the mess that was Mix 9 are just. I mean, at least they're on at least they're on a sustainable survival show this time around, and not just like a hot mess that was Mix 9.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to worry about YG's creepy face staring at you the whole time.
I still can't get over that freaking. If you haven't seen that screenshot, it's just literally
there's so many.
YG looks like freaking. He looks like a Murdoch from Gorillaz, like literally like with the tongue going on and everything. Like, oh god. But enough about YG. Next we're on to new and returning companies, so basically just companies that have been absent for a while and are just sending people back, or just like brand new entrants. So starting off, we've got Around Us Entertainment, who is the company formed by Highlight, formerly known as Batiste.
Wait, Batiste? Yeah. Beast.
Yeah, I was gonna like, do I call them Batiste or could I call them Beast? I mean, that's our thing now, right? We have to call them.
No, Batiste is classic. We
have to call them Batiste.
That was
they're not in the best of like reputations right now, because one of their members got caught up in like the
well, he's gone now.
Burning, he got caught up in burning Mocha. So enough about that. Their trainees are Choi Si-hyuk, Jung Jae-hyun, and Woo Jae-won. So that's interesting. I didn't expect them to actually hire trainees or just form groups other than Highlight. That's actually interesting that they're gonna run it like a proper company like this. So that's an interesting sort of tidbit. You think they'll do well?
Yeah, they have a good chance. I mean, Beast is a good group. Like they have a lot of experience, so helping other trainees, like having actual trainees, it's probably a good place to be.
Yeah. Returning after a 2-season absence, we have DSP Media. We mentioned a few of them before. Their 3 trainees are Lee Hwan, Lee Jun-hyuk, and Son Dong-pyo, who is the center, as I mentioned before. So, I mean, yeah, we kind of were talking about it before, but it's interesting that like DSP definitely has something up their sleeve if they're sending boy trainees to produce X101.
3 of them. Although, I mean, that's not necessarily true, because they sent, 2
they sent a bunch
season 1,
yeah,
and nothing came of that. Did they send a bunch season 2? I don't remember.
No, they haven't shown up since season 1. Okay,
yeah, and yeah, they sent 2, and I mean, one of them got added to April, and the other we haven't heard from since. So,
Oh gosh. So I mean, with Dongpyo with Lee Jun-hyuk getting an A and Dongpyo getting center, like there's a good chance that these guys make it into the final like group. So
yep.
And I'm gonna put this out there, but in all likelihood, whatever the boy group that they're making comes out of this, like they're probably gonna surpass Card in terms of April in terms of popularity. Bless you.
Yeah.
But which is gonna be crazy. That's like DSP would be back on the map. Like I really didn't expect DSP to put trainees on here just because it's been so long, and it seems like they're just doing their own thing. So we'll see how well they do. Returning from season 1, we have Happy Face Entertainment, who recently changed their name to Dreamcatcher Company because Dreamcatcher is printing them oodles of money at this point.
Well,
so
yeah, they don't, and Dalshabet's gone. So
yeah. They've only sent one trainee this time around, one Hyunsik. So it'll be interesting to see what their plans are in terms of sending a trainee, because I know they have another boy group, but I've never heard anything from them in all honesty.
Okay, they're banned apparently.
Yeah. What's their name again?
No. What? Oh no, never mind. Well, they're called HNB.
Yeah, I've heard of HNB, but I haven't really heard of HNB in all honesty. So, what do you think their plans are with sending One Hyunsik onto Produce X 101?
I mean, I think they've. Wait, sorry. These are people from. Oh, Mix 9. Okay. Or yeah, because a Mix 9 person. That's why I was like, I recognize this person from HMB, but sorry. Yeah, I think I think he has a good chance. Like, they did well in Mix 9. I mean, the number 1 boy group person in Mix 9 was from Happy Face.
Happy Face, yeah. So
yeah, Woo Jin Young. Oh no, yeah. See, I was gonna say this is not a name from. That's not that guy. Park Woo Dam is in this group. HMB.
Yeah.
From Produce 101 season 2.
That's interesting. Yeah. But I mean, do you think they're making like the boy version of Dreamcatcher, or do you think they're gonna like do like something completely different? I mean, I really don't know if there's any other boy trainees like hanging around back at Dreamcatcher Company.
That would be interesting. I mean, Dreamcatcher Company, they named they made their name because they're gonna do sub labels. So like that Dreamcatcher Company is gonna be Dreamcatcher's like sub label, but then they said HMB will have their own sub label. So like they're just kind of doing what like JYP is doing, or like splitting it up. But so like they don't have to do that style. But I think it would be interesting to see a guy group do that style of music.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how they'll sort of play into that. And last but not least, in terms of this section, we have Source Music, friggin' G-Friend's company. They have people not named G-Friend under that company. I'm shocked. Like, it's literally just been G-Friend for God knows how many years at this point. Yeah,
it's been 2009 they were founded.
And it's literally only been G-Friend. So they have Kim Hyun Bin, who is an A. They have Sai Chi Hao, definitely a foreigner. And Yoon Min Guk. So
they had Glam, but that was with Big Hit.
Nobody talks about Glam.
They had 2 groups co-managed by Big Hit.
Oh Lord!
But because apparently there was a group called 8-8.
Oh boy!
Which was Source and Big Hit. But this is interesting to see their first like trainees other than G-Friend for like a real group.
What would a Source Music boy group sound like? I'm actually really interested. Is it going to be like straight up like boy version of G-Friend, or are they going to go more like?
No, I think they would have to do something different.
I mean, I'm down for a boy version of G-Friend in all honesty. Just doing like knife choreography and like string instrumentals. That'd be so cool actually.
Yeah, I could see it. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Next, we're on to Produce 101 royalty. Basically, anyone that got members into like a final group of IOI 101, Eyes One, so to speak. So starting off, we have trainees from Brand New Music who produced Lee Dae-wi and Park Hoo-jin from 101. They have Kim Si-hyun, who got an A, Yeon Jung-won, Lee Eun-sang, and Hong Sung-jun. So definitely they know what their how their bread is buttered at this point. Brand new music. They're definitely trying to get another Daewoo Woojin situation. Sending a lot of trainees. I mean, it's definitely going to be a different group because they like AB6 or whatever how you pronounce it. They have their plans already set. So we'll see like what their plans are with this group afterwards. Because like I don't think they'll debut like 2 boy groups immediately. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what their plans are. From C9 Entertainment, we have Kim Dong-hyun and Lee Jae-bin. C9 Entertainment produced Bae Jin-young from 101. I don't know how successful they'll be because in all honesty, like Bae Jin-young just kind of came out of nowhere towards the end of 101. So I don't know if they'll get any more winners this season. In all honesty, so
yeah,
just kind of a fluke.
Don't focus on Produce. Give us more Good Day, because what happened to that group?
Whoops. Next up, another staple. We producing the likes of Choi Yoo-jung, Kim Do-yeon from IOI, and Ong Sung-woo from 101. We have Fantasia, who's only sending 1 trainee this time around in Hang Gi-chan. I mean, it worked for Ong. I mean, being the only male trainee, but I have high expectations for him because like Ong definitely set the bar like super high.
Yeah, Ong was fantastic.
Like Ong, like I can't wait to see what Ong does in whatever he does in Fantasia. But like hopefully this guy's just as good as Ong was. So, Jellyfish Entertainment, who has produced the likes of God Se-jung and Kang Mina, they sent Kim Min-gyu and Choi Jun-sung. So. I mean, Jellyfish hasn't been able to produce winners since season 1, but I mean, like, we'll see. Well, what do you think? What do you think of Jellyfish's chances, or these guys' chances?
I think they've an okay chance. I mean, it really just depends on their skills. But I mean, I think Jellyfish has a good skilled, like brought skilled people before. I mean, all 3 of their trainees in season 1 got A's, like all part of Gugudan, which unfortunately doesn't translate to popularity.
Sales sort of thing. So,
but
yeah, I think at this point, Jellyfish might need a winner coming from this show if they want more success for the label because Wikimiki unfortunately has been kind of floundering. So.
You mean Gugudan?
Gugudan, sorry, not Wikimiki. Speaking of another group that's kind of floundering and all, sorry. But
Wikimiki's doing decent actually.
We've already mentioned Yun So-bin from JYP. Moving on to Maru Entertainment, who produced the likes of Park Ji-hoo and Winky Boy. They're sending Lee Woo-jin, not the different Lee Woo-jin, not the one from the East Light that competed in season 2. Lee Woo-jin, Lee Jin-woo, and Lee Tae-sung. So Maru Entertainment definitely wants to reproduce the popularity of Park Ji-hoon, definitely.
We have Woo-jin and Jin-woo.
Yeah, it's kind of like an oxy or like a reverse sort of thing, but hopefully the group sticks around this time because I feel like I believe the initial plan for Ji-hoon, like we mentioned it on our 101 like Sunset show, because like pretty much everyone that he got sent on the show with either like left the industry or got in trouble with like a scandal, so that's why Ji-hoon just ended up going solo. So I think this time around they're definitely gonna have a plan in terms of having a proper group since Ji-hoon's just on his own at this point. So.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how successful they'll be because I feel like Ji-hoon might just have been like a flash in the pan sort of thing. But I mean, it's a popular name now, like Mario Entertainment. Like Ji-hoon definitely put Mario Entertainment on the map.
People know that name now.
Yeah,
which before 101 in season 2, nobody knew what Mario Entertainment was.
And I mean, like Ji-hoon's doing like insane numbers when it comes to like streaming and like YouTube views on his debut, so they could definitely ride off of the back of that. We kind of mentioned MBK before, but who produced Cheon. So they sent Kim Young-san, Nam Do-hyun, and Lee Hang-gyo. So MBK is returning from season 1. At this point, I don't trust MBK with anything. In all honesty,
it's like, who knows what's going on with MBK?
Yeah, like I can barely trust them to like treat Dio well, let alone. It seems like they're gonna make a new boy group on top of that. So I don't know. Honestly, don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like it's kind of like I don't want to be mean, but I kind of don't want them to do well on this, because if they do well on this, then you know that. Actually, no, I actually do want. In that case, maybe it's better off if they do well on this, or maybe make the final group, because CJ would treat them way better than MBK ever would.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the unfortunate truth. We have Starship Entertainment, who produced the lights of Yeonjung, Wonyoung, and Yujin. Yeonjung ended up in Wuju Sonyo. Wonyoung and Yujin are currently in IZ*ONE. So they're sending a whole bunch of people. They're sending Kang Min-hee, Koo Jung-mo, Moon Hyun-bin, who got an A, Song Hyun-jung, and Han Won-jin, who also got an A. So it's pretty apparent what Starship's trying to do here, sending a huge group, but definitely. Because, I mean, they're definitely due for a new boy group, because Monsta X has been around since 2015? How long have they been?
Monsta X was 2015, yeah.
Yeah, 2015. So they're definitely... And it's probably not going to be like a Monsta X type, like, hype boy group. They're definitely going to go in the complete opposite direction. But, I mean, sending this many members, they're definitely working on some type of group. So, I mean, Starship has gotten, like, people in for 2 seasons. So what do you think their chances will be this time around?
I think they have a good shot. Starship's a well-known company, and it's a company that has, like, good... I feel like it has good, like, public reception. And obviously they put out talented people, so...
I mean, unless you hate Whisple. Remember, like, the whole, like, Starship, UL, Planet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, unless I doubt Whistle is gonna carry over, because freaking Planet isn't even on this season, which is a shock.
Yeah, that is shocking. It is funny though, for the trainee videos, like for like Starship and JYP and stuff, more of the video was like actual groups like congratulating them and like wishing them luck than it was the actual trainees.
Wait, so who did for Starship?
It was like the trainee showed up for like less than a minute, and then it was like Monsta X, Yeonjung, and Yujin and Wonyoung all had the separate video thing saying like good luck, blah blah blah.
Oh my god! And then
the JYP was the same. It was like Twice, and there was someone like there was an actress, Twice, and then I think like Bam Bam or someone from GOT7.
That's hilarious.
There was like more than half the video was not even the trainee. It was other groups just trying to get their popularity out there.
Yeah, they're not messing around. They're gonna leverage the Starship is definitely gonna leverage that popularity as best as they can. So I would be shocked if at least one of these guys doesn't make it into the final group, just because Starship has done well like almost every season at this point. So
yeah.
Next, we've got Urban Works Media, who produced my precious llama girl, Kim Min-ju from IZ*ONE. They're sending way more trainees this time, because Kim Min-ju was the only one that they sent on Produce 48. This time, they're sending Kim Dong-kyu, Kim Min-so, Byun Song-tae, and Hong Song-hyun. So it definitely seems like Urban Works Media I had never heard of prior to Produce 48, and it seems like they're gonna beat that horse until and hopefully they're gonna try to produce another Minju. It definitely seems like sending this many trainees.
Yeah, they just want to capitalize on making it last season.
Oh, we already mentioned. By the way, we already mentioned Stone Music's Kim Sung-hyun, so that's why I skipped him over. Next, we have from WM Entertainment, Lee Gyu-hyung. So WM Entertainment is the home of Lee Chae-yeon from IZ*ONE. So it's interesting. I don't know what their plans are, in all honesty, because ONF is kind of a new group, and they still have to put out whatever like girl group that Chaeyeon's in. So
yeah, I mean they're. This is more like someone that's trying to shoot for the actual group, so that by the time he's out, they could put him in their new group.
Maybe. But I mean, if Chaeyeon set the bar, like hopefully this guy's good at dancing too. I didn't actually end up seeing his video, but like Chaeyeon definitely set a high bar for him, so hopefully he follows up.
Yeah.
Woolim Entertainment, who has produced the likes of Kwon Eun-bi and Kim Chae-won from Eyes One, is sending an entire army of goddamn people. They're sending 6 trainees. Names are Kim Dong-hyun, Kim Min-so, not related to the other Kim Min-so from Urban Works, Moon Jun-ho, Ju Sang-guk, Cha Jun-ho, and Hwang Yeon-sung. Oh my god, 6. I think 6 might actually be the most in terms of like how many trainees are being sent this time around. So this is probably an entire group, in all honesty.
Yeah, we're close to it. Similar to how, like, all of Pristine was in season 1.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, there's like 7 out of the 10.
Yeah. So
yeah,
Willem definitely. It seems like they're trying to aim for another. But I mean, like Golden Child is kind of new, so.
Yeah, but they're going to be around for 100 years. So.
They're going to be around for 100 years, so I guess you need a group after that. If you don't get that joke, you have to have got the cake on New York. But, yeah, I'm guessing maybe they'll just go with a different concept for this group, because Golden Child is definitely more like a cutesy boy group, so maybe they'll go with more like a Monster X type of group with whatever comes out of this show, so we'll see.
Yeah.
You think someone from Willem will get in?
Yeah, I think there's a good shot. They're a good company, and I mean it's really hard to say who's gonna get in because we haven't seen them in action. But this is a good chunk of people, and then 2, they're a good company that knows how to train people well. So there's a good shot.
Closing out this section, we have Hello Entertainment. We mentioned a few of them before. They produced the likes of Choi Yena from Eyes One. We have Yoo Sung-jun, Cho Sung-hyun, and Hwang Gyum-gil. I don't know if Yuha can pull another one out of the hat this time around, in all honesty, because they sent trainees on season 2, but nothing really happened that time around. But I mean, I'd be interested in seeing what a boy group would be under Yuha, because I mean, Everglow was just incredible. So maybe they'll do like a male Everglow type group. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, that I could see that happening.
This is just like we said, just notable omissions entirely. There's no Pledis this time around. Thank God, just because freaking Pledis should just treat their trainee or their employees better instead of just throwing them onto Produce and hoping that they get popularity. And I mean, at this point, I don't know if they have anyone else to throw on the show because they sent Nuest, they sent Gan, but I really don't know who else they would have had to send.
Yeah, exactly. Other than just new trainees for a new boy group,
maybe, but no, they have to fail first.
And 17,
yeah,
is still, and then bring Pristine back, please.
So they can't send Pristine on this show. It's all imagine it's we don't care. We're just gonna put them on this boy group show. Other notable omission: Cube. No Cube this time around.
Yeah, that's interesting. But
they're kind of
they're in a weird spot right now anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they'd.
Yeah, I don't know if they should focus too much on new boy trainees because they really need to focus on Pentagon surviving after Edon leaving and everything, and just I guess getting Idol over and everything. So that's not too surprising. To close out this Produce 101 series preview, we've got, I just wanted to highlight 2 notable foreign and mixed trainees. We've got Anzardi Timothy from Esteem Entertainment. He's half French, half Korean, which is I've never heard of before.
Yeah, I was scrolling through the list and I saw his name and I was like, what kind of nationality is that? And so I Googled him. I was like, yeah, French Koreans are interesting.
Yeah, K-pop is really popular in France, so maybe they can leverage that fan base. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, they have their own K-Con, so.
Yeah, and I mean, he was playing guitar and singing a song in French, so it's he's probably gonna be Kim Samuel from season 2. They're gonna play up the fact that he's he's half Korean and
yeah.
They're gonna definitely play up that aspect of it.
Yeah, definitely. That's always a good thing to get fans.
Mm-hmm. And closing off, last but certainly not least, probably the most popular trainee, at least meme-wise, when it comes to the coming out of this, we have Peak from Chandelier Music, who is from
Funhouse.
Peak from Funhouse, yes. Everyone leave
Peak.
everyone leave Peak in the comments. Please tell me you saw his introduction video.
Yes, I watched his intro. That was one of the ones I watched. I don't know what was going on there, but
so if you haven't watched, please, if you're listening, please go watch Peak's introduction video, because literally he just starts off like with like Thai music and doing like Muay Thai moves, and then he goes to like a beat pad and everything. Yeah. He's just incredible, and I think just like I find the way he speaks Korean actually pretty endearing, just because like you can tell there's kind of an accent to it, but he's actually pretty good at speaking Korean. So
yeah,
so I'm actually pretty hyped for Peak, but he might be. We'll see how good his actual skills are. He might be the Jungwon.
Yeah, exactly.
He might be the Jungwon Bok of the season, where he's just super popular for being like a meme. Like Jungwon Bok was popular for his hair, but I mean, I love Peak as a personality, so hopefully he gets to stick around.
Yep. Yeah, he seemed cool. I like that he didn't take himself too seriously.
Yeah, definitely. So that's a good personality, and I mean, just the fact that he got himself over with personality like alone is going to be a huge help. So
yeah.
Hopefully
as long as he's not utter trash.
Yeah, I mean, even if he's utter trash, I mean, if he's popular, he can still get He can still
That's
get.
True.
Like I said, it's a popularity contest disguised as a talent show. Anyway, that'll close it out for our Produce 101 season review, X101 season preview. Let us know if there's any trainees we missed, anyone you want us to highlight, or anyone you want us to follow. Any early favorites for you at this point, Nate, or you just wait until the show?
No, yeah, I'm mostly waiting for the show. Yeah, Peak definitely stood out, just from his ridiculousness. But other than that, we'll see who catches my eye during the show.
Well, I said mentioned before, Choi Soo-won is probably like the one I have my eye on right now, but I usually don't lock in my favorites until at least episode 0. So we'll see. Yeah. Okay, you'll join us again at the middle of May, because we're not going to do our first we're not going to do our first episode until episode 3 of Produce X101 airs. So please subscribe so you can keep up with us in the meantime. We'll definitely try to keep up to date when it comes to Produce X101. And yeah, definitely can't wait for the show. What do you think your thoughts are on how this season will go in comparison to previous seasons?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think it'll be fairly similar. I don't think they'll change too much up. It'll be interesting to see what they're doing with this X rating and how much it actually changes the show and the format. I honestly don't think it will that much, because like we said, the ratings just don't matter past a certain point. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
And with that said, let's move on to our second topic of the ProduceCast, and this is going to be our review of IZ*ONE's comeback album entitled Hard Eyes. Nate, since I did all the talking in the previous episode, you can take it away.
Yep. So yeah, like Andrew said, we're going to be reviewing IZ*ONE's comeback album, which is their second mini album, Heart Eyes. And we're starting it off with Hey Bae Like It. And this song is exactly what I expected hearing the name of the song. It's just like that super bouncy, cute electronic pop music. It reminded me a lot of Rollin' Rollin' from Produce 48.
Yep.
It's very similar to that song. And I love that song. I don't think you did. So I'm sure you didn't like the song very much. But I enjoyed it. I think the instrumentals are a little basic for this song. But I think they do their job well, at least. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a fun way to start the album off.
Yep. Hey Bae, I don't like it. It kind of sounds like an objectively worse version of, remember Color Eyes off of the first song Color Eyes? It just kind of sounds like a worse version of that. Like on its own, I probably wouldn't have not liked it as much, but there's a song that comes up later on this album that kind of makes this song completely redundant in terms of the style of song that they were going after. So I think that's why I just ended up not liking it as much.
Yeah, I guess that I could see that, going back to it after hearing Airplane, which I assume what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Would make it a little less effective.
Yeah. And I I can only handle so much like one young cutesy voice, like as a human being.
That's why it reminded me of Rollin' Rollin'.
Yeah, basically, it's basically just rolling like cutesy one young voice. Like I can only handle so much of it. I'm sorry. So like it's not that bad, but I mean, yeah, it kind of just ends up being completely redundant after hearing Airplane.
Yeah. And next we have the single off the album, Violeta. Violeta. And I like that they're having this theme with their title tracks, and like flower theme. And then also I like that they're sticking along the style of La Vie en Rose, doing a more mature, like elegant type song, and keeping like the cute stuff for the album. I think it's a good mixture because of they actually do this, surprisingly, considering how young a lot of them are. They do this very well.
Yeah.
And so like they can obviously do the cutesy fun songs like Airplane and Hey Bae I Like It, but they actually do this really well. So I like that they're sticking with this theme. That
was a pretty big worry for us going into Eyes One, that we're like, general, oh god, yeah, we're like, oh god, they're just gonna make it a super cutesy group, and they're gonna do nothing to differentiate them from like, I don't know, like IOI or whatever.
Yeah. So, and then they came out with La Vie en Rose, and we're like,
and they were like, shit. Nope, we just ate all of our words.
Yeah. Also, this is very similar to La Vie en Rose, but it has a deep house drop.
Oh,
so it's
so good. It's so good.
Now, that being said, I think I like La Vie en Rose better. But I didn't think they would come anywhere close to making a follow-up as good as it.
Yeah.
And I think they got very, very close. Like this is just a tiny step under it for me. And I could see myself even growing to like this more. But yeah, I was very surprised at how good this song was, considering how good their first song was. I think the music video is aesthetic as hell. I love it.
It's so good.
There isn't much going on in it, but it's fine because it just looks so good. It's just so aesthetically pleasing. And I like in the choreography, there's like little throwbacks to La Vie en Rose.
Yeah, they do like
they do the hand part and stuff. There's a couple little throwbacks, and it's nice because they have this theme of like the songs are similar style. They have the flower theme with the names and the choreography both like have flowery type moves in them.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall I love the choreography. It's great. There's a lot of like really intricate hand movements and stuff. Yeah, it was a fantastic comeback and way better than I think I kept my expectations a little low because of how much I liked La Vie en Rose.
Yeah.
And so this made it seem way better.
Yeah. I mean, I wrote this as a comment like on our Produce 48, but I guess I'll just reiterate it here where like for me specifically, like my biggest problem with K-pop or my biggest gripe with K-pop is that with comebacks it's usually, or the way groups work, it's usually either A, they rehash the same goddamn song over and over again and like beat it to a pulp, or they just like go completely abandon concepts like willy-nilly, like left it. Basically, it's the I'm literally quoting this as it's the Diamomo Land conundrum, where one group just does a completely different song every single time. One group just can't stop doing the same song over and over again. So
yeah.
And it almost feels like trying to find like that perfect balance between like innovating or like iterating upon like the style that a group made as their debut without like completely abandoning the sound that you fell in love with in the first place. It feels like chasing a unicorn. Violeta is that unicorn. Like it's a perfect blend of like thematically and like sonically it sounds similar to La Vie en Rose, or it's the same style as La Vie en Rose, but it completely changed it, like I guess the overall sound by having this like house drop, and it still manages to fit what Eyes One is as a group perfectly. And that's like trying to contextualize that, that's almost impossible, like trying to like make a song that sounds just as good as like your debut or just as good as your most popular song without just completely copying it. That's so hard. Like even like any artist like really it's very hard to do that. So
like
I have to applaud like the production team behind this. I believe it was produced by one half of E1. His name is the production team E1. His name is Choi Hyunjun, who worked on Wooju Sonyo's Secret, and which is one of my favorite songs. Like one of my favorite songs by Wooju Sonyo. And you definitely in the pre-chorus, you definitely get that Wooju Sonyo vibe out of it. And like I've mentioned time and again before, like Wooju Sonyo is probably my favorite IOI branch. So for them to sort of incorporate that here, I'm all for it. I am 100% for bringing more of this like house chiptunesy type of thing into girl group music, because no one does it. They're always. It feels like a lot of girl groups are afraid to do this type of sound or like this incorporate house into their music. Like we hear it a lot from like guy groups or whatever. Like that's a normal thing. But I mean, the only girl groups that really incorporate house is probably like and do it prominently is probably IZ*ONE and like Luna. That's it. Like
and GWSN.
Like you're pretty much the only groups that are like, and by doing that, it's them pushing the envelope in some degree. Whereas I feel like it should be more of a standard to some degree, as just as much as I don't know, like tropical house or Latin songs are in terms of K-pop genres. One thing I was really impressed with is I think everyone managed to stand out like equally, which is a very hard thing to do with a 12-member group, and not to mention the line distribution for a 12-member group where literally everyone gets a line is that's another feat to sort of be impressed with. For me, the two that stole it were Minju, because I'm sorry, Hyewon, but Minju had like the best rap verse on the entire song. I feel so bad, but like
it was weird. Yeno didn't have a rap, but they gave it to Minju.
I don't mind, just because like
Minju did a good job.
Yeah, and I like Yena as a singer as well. So, but Minju just killed it. Like I didn't expect that coming out of her. In all honesty,
yeah, same.
Also, An Yujin got a lot of focus, like when she's like doing the choreography in the water thing. That was really cool. Just, like the choreography for this entire like thing is incredible. Just like the dance part during the chorus, it's just like this really complicated like dance move sort of thing. Like I'm glad that again, like I'm really like a stickler when it comes to like choreography, especially for girl groups, and I love that like they're not playing it safe or easy when it comes to IZ*ONE. They're really giving them complex choreography or just really intricate looking choreography, and I need more girl groups to do that. So hopefully we'll learn from this. The only thing is, I wish the MV kind of got to show it more, because like you barely get to see the choreography.
There really isn't much choreography in the
which is a shame. It's just because like watching the live stages, the choreography, the way that they sort of like organize the lines and everything is incredible. Like each different person of the group just gets their time in the center, which is really hard to do with these kind of groups.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, like this MV is just aesthetic as all hell. Like the color pastel, it's like all these pastel greens, pinks. Like it's basically like an Easter looking music video. I love that sort of contrast that they're doing with it, and I love that the outfits sort of match that. Like, and they have like the pastel purple, so like it ties in with like the color violet and everything. Like there's a lot of thought put into like the color palette or the color direction of this music video. I know there's not a lot going on in the actual music video itself, but I love that attention to detail that they're putting into this song. So overall, like it might just be recency bias, but I might like this song a lot better than La Vie en Rose, just because I'm such a sucker for house beats or house drops.
I am too, but it came really close, but La Vie en Rose is so good, and just
and it might also just be like how fast or like how cool the choreography looks for the chorus part. So it might just be a recency bias thing, but I mean, definitely let us know in the comments which one you prefer between Violeta and La Vie en Rose. So I'd like to see what the consensus is.
Yeah. Next we have Highlight. It's cover of the group. And I thought this has a really awesome instrumental, like with a prominent like marimba bell type synth going on. And I just love how empty the like pre-chorus and the drop chorus are. It's another like deep house style drop chorus, but this one's a lot more sparse. And it just gives that like very spacious feeling. And then there's also like a lot of weird, mysterious sci-fi sounding synths for the chorus, with like really intricate stuff, a lot of like layering of different sounds. So yeah, a lot of the instrumentals stood out to me in the song. And then another thing was Yena's rap was fantastic.
Yeah, she killed it on this.
Should have gone on longer. It was too short.
So yeah, I mean, more house means I'm gonna like it way more, of course. Yep. It's got like this interesting sort of part where they do like some like trap R&B breakdown sort of thing. So it's like this like house beat, and they're incorporating a bit of like Red Velvety type of stuff into it as well, which like pulling from my favorite groups obviously and doing it into one song. Like it's like they're reading my mind in terms of like how to make the perfect like girl group song. The synth samples are definitely interesting. I'm pretty sure it's the same like sample pack that they use on the like the iPhone ringtone, like the dun 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 dun. Oh really? I'm pretty sure it is. It sounds exactly like the iPhone one. So I thought that was funny. But again, I'm glad that they're not shying away from using house when it comes to these girl group sort of things. And that's why I love this song ultimately. It's just, again, like they fit it so perfectly as well. Despite it not having the luxury of a visual element, it just Eyes One just fits this perfectly, and I hope they keep incorporating different elements of house into their future songs. Yeah,
I agree. Next we have Really Like You. This is an acoustic ballad. I thought it was fantastic. It really shows off their great vocalists, although it does also showcase that some of them still need some help, especially the Japanese members. Definitely, you could tell they're a little more rough in their vocal abilities.
Hee-chan definitely kind of is rougher on the lyrics, but I love Hee-chan.
Yeah.
So.
But overall, I think like it's a great song, and yeah, like their main vocalists are so good. Like Yuri especially is insanely good.
Yuri,
singer.
Chaewon,
and Chaewon, yeah. So, and this showcases that well. Also, I love the rap part, especially since I like more sentimental, like emotional rapping parts. So like that having like a really good rap part in this acoustic ballad was great.
Basically anything that sounds like Epic.
Exactly. Just give me Epic High.
Epic High and Eyes One.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
I really like the ending where like there's like an extended forever fade out, and then it just ends with like with you. Like I thought that was a good ending.
I mean, I'm normally the guy that's kind of bored of these acoustic ballads that are kind of like this, but I feel like the vocalists that Eyes One has on their repertoire make this way more of an interesting song than like any other acoustic ballad song would be. Also, I'm just attaching myself to this song now for when they sing this in their goodbye concert, and I'm just fucking crying like a baby. I'm just trying to get attached to it now before I have to. But yeah, this is like the vocals on this are definitely the standout, and I really hope they incorporate this a lot more into their albums. And I wouldn't be opposed to them doing an acoustic ballad song as a single like this, because again, they have the vocal chops to justify making a song like this a single, or like as a repackaged sort of thing. So,
yep. Next we have Airplane, and this is like we talked about before. It's bouncy, fun pop music, similar to Hey Bae Like It. I just love the mix of like the bright synths and then like the bouncy guitar parts. I think they mix really well, and then the chorus is insanely catchy. Like the AIRPLANE part's just gonna be stuck in my head for a long time. Like it's just such a fun. It's just such a fun, catchy song. And like this is what we expected from Eyes One, based on like the final
the members
lineup. And yeah, I think they pull it off really well.
So this is produced by Daewoo, formerly of 101.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm just like, at this point, just like, let Daewoo be in a girl group already, god damn it. Like his like the songs he produces for girl groups are just so, because he did a song for Produce 48, remember? That was like the most cutesy song out of all of them, which is really funny.
Yeah.
Like he's surprisingly good. He's really good at doing girl group songs, but I think the funniest thing about this is that he basically gave them the Twice song. Like, it's not even just
Yeah.
there's no qualms about it. He basically gave them a Twice song, and I think just the hilarity of that fact is why I ended up liking the song more than I thought it would, because like the structure is almost exactly like a Twice song. Like the lyric, he basically just gave them like ooh ah, like the lyrics,
Yeah.
like the verses are pretty much like ooh ah, and then you even have like freaking like Joe Yuri's hitting like the G Hyo high notes and everything. Like it's almost like an exact copy. It's so funny, but
Yeah.
it reminds me of the Twice B-sides that I did like back when like during like The Story Begins, like that's sort of like early like Twice era. So that's why I have an affinity for this sound, which is why I'm not really just like annoyed or I don't like the song or anything. I really enjoy that part, and also they do it well. They do it surprisingly well. So
Yeah.
I just wouldn't want this to be the single. Honestly,
Yeah,
It's like,
I agree. I think it's good as an album track.
yeah, just keep going with like the mature like house like sort of type of vibe, EDM type of vibe with the singles, and then you can do these as album tracks. But yep, awesome song for Daewoo to give them. And honestly, like Daewoo should just like it'd be funny if like freaking Ab6 just ended up being like sounding like this, like as a girl, even though they're a boy. I'd be all for that in all honesty, just like a boy Twice concept. Like think about how awesome that'd be. And Daewoo can pull it off, so like I have faith in him.
Next, we have Up, which is Tropical House.
It's a cover of the movie.
It's a cover of the movie. It's Tropical House. And literally my notes are: take note, Momoland. Here's how to make a fun, non-annoying Tropical House song. This is like my bread and butter. Everyone knows I love Tropical House, and this is just a really good, like, fun Tropical House song. I love the group layered, like, vocals layered with the high notes at the end. It just brought the end of the song to be like a really powerful ending, just the build up and all with all the layers and stuff. So yeah, overall I loved it. Obviously I love Tropical House, and I like even though it's a different type of house, like having the house music interspersed throughout the album gave it a nice identity.
Yeah, it's got a bit of Tropical House. It also kind of reminds me of like early G-Friend to some degree, which is probably why I really like this song.
Yeah,
just because I'm a really big fan of G-Friend. But yeah, this song's incredible. Like this could have been a single. Like in all honesty, like this is my favorite of the album tracks, and it's my favorite. It's my favorite of their stages. Like the live stage for this is really good. You have to, if you haven't watched their showcase, like you really need to see the choreography for this because it's really good. But yeah, this is how, yeah, again, like you definitely Momoland, take note. This is how you do like fun, upbeat, like Tropical House type songs. It's just, yeah, I'm just really blown away with how many different like styles of house or how many different genres that IZ*ONE can tackle, and they seem to excel in almost everything that they do. So, and that's definitely something I really value in groups is variety and how you're able to transition your group identity from genre to genre like this. So, and it still manages to fit in with like songs like Highlight and Violeta. So just. Really, just I was shocked at how much I ended up enjoying the album tracks on this, because usually those are usually what determine what makes an album, what separates a good album from a great album. Just what separates an album that has an awesome title track between an album that has a good title track and also having good album tracks. So yeah, This definitely solidified just how much I love this album.
Yep. And then we also have the Korean versions of the two of their Japanese songs, the unit songs. So we have Neko ni Naritai.
Neko ni Naritai, yep.
Naritai. So yeah, I honestly don't have too many notes about these. I didn't. My feelings didn't really change on them based on our review of them previously. But I like both of them a lot.
With Neko ni Naritai, Korean version, it was the lyrics were actually translated into Korean by Minju, and for Gokigen Sayonara, It was translated into Korean by Chaeyeon. My only notes is I actually liked Neko ni Naritai. Not necessarily just because it was in Korean, but this version had all 12 members, and I feel like it filled out the song way more than the original one did.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. So
okay.
that's the only difference that I'd say would improve it. Gokigen Sayonara I didn't like as much just because it trying to fit the lyrics in to Korean without saying the words Gokigen Sayonara just kind of made it sound a bit weird for me. Yeah, just because I'm used to hearing it one way as opposed to the other.
Yeah, I'm always usually like I always think the version that comes out first is usually just the better version because you get used to it, and it's what it was originally meant to be. There are a couple exceptions to that, but yeah, like I kind of agree. I'd probably still listen to the Japanese version over the Korean version.
My perfect blend would be like a 12-member version of Japanese.
Of the Japanese version.
Neko ni like Neko ni Natai and Gokigen Sayonara. So like 12 like full member versions, just because I feel like they fill out the song a lot more than just like the unit, like the small unit versions. But I mean, yeah, it's just I think just this as a sign of them not completely ignoring the fact that they do music in Japan is a nice sort of touch. Like this song, I think these songs were produced by like AKS, like it was worked on by like the Japanese team in charge of like AKB48, and I'm glad that they're not just completely ignoring the fact that they exist just because they're promoting in Korea. So that's a really good sign of just like how serious they're taking both sides of their promotion.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it for us. Yeah, obviously the next song we talked about both of them there, but the other one is Gokigen Sayonara. There's a Korean version of that as well. But yeah, so we'll get to our scores. And for me, I gave it a 6 out of 7 for music. I really liked everything. There were a couple of things that were a little bit of a miss, but overall, I thought it was a fantastic album. And I gave it a full 3 out of 3 for concept, because I love the music video. Like you said, we talked about that it's really aesthetic. It's really well done. The choreography is really good. Their styling is really good. Just everything about the concept was perfect. So I give it a 9 out of 10 overall.
I actually gave it the same score. Surprisingly, I did not expect to give this a 9 out of 10 with my new ranking system being more strict. But how I broke it up is I gave perfect marks 3.5 for the single Violeta. Like Violeta's a song of the year candidate, in all honesty. Like that's how much I love this song. Like, and I can't wait if they go to if we end up seeing them, because we're gonna go for you listeners, we're gonna go to MTV the show, and there's a good possibility that that Eyes One will be promoting Violeta while we're there. I can't wait to see this live stage, and I can't wait to see it at like KCON or whatever. Like I'm just so hyped for this group, in all honesty. Or it just reinvigorated or reminded me why I love this group so much. And I gave a 3 out of 3.5 for the album. Despite Hey Bae Like It existing, I loved everything else pretty much, so it didn't drag it down the score too much. Concept, I gave 2.5 out of 3. Yeah, I'd say like maybe showing a bit more of the choreography would be the only mark I could have against it. Yeah, but that's how I broke up my 9 out of 10. And yeah, just Eyes One is just like at this stage of their career or their existence as a group. I know I wasn't around for IOI, and I kind of just didn't pay attention as much to 101, but I feel like at this point, I think they're talent-wise or just music-wise, they've put out better music than any of the other produced groups have at this point in their career. I mean, like you had like IOI, I feel like really didn't hit their stride until Nomu Nomu Nomu, and like 101, they went from like the high of energetic, and then they kind of went like right now, like Eyes One is like this, and then they went like this for me, like in all honesty, and it's very rare that groups do that. So just like their career trajectory at this point is just looking really good, and I hope that like the type of quality, the level of quality that Off the Record is putting into Eyes One just is continuous. Hopefully it rubs off on like From His 9 as well. Like I'm really excited for what their music output will be for the rest of this year.
Yeah.
Want to read off Jacob's notes?
Yeah, I'll read off both of there. So Jacob doesn't have notes. He didn't have time to write them up yet, but we're going to put them in the description. But he gave us a score So he gave them a 5 out of 7 for music and a 2 out of 3 for concept. So a 7 out of 10 overall. He's a hater.
How do I give a higher score than Jacob for once?
And then also, Cooper is also a hater. Cooper said, this album is definitely a step up from their debut, though I do like La Vie en Rose more than Violeta. It feels pretty similar in structure, except the drop is a house beat. The B-sides here are much stronger, particularly Up and Airplane. The MV is beautiful once again, and their choreo looks really smooth even with 12 members. The Japanese songs here still don't impress me much at all. They feel too long and don't add anything to this album. The Japanese members still struggle with vocals. This stands out particularly on Really Like You, where I winced a couple times. Overall, this is a solid first comeback, and I look forward to seeing where they go from here. And he gave music a 5 out of 7 and a concept 2.5 out of 3, so a 7.5 out of 10.
So, doing the math and putting that into the calculator, we're going to get an average of
8.
Damn it, this didn't get it.
Too low.
How am I the one that gives the high score and we don't manage to give it a truly Daebak?
Because the things you like, everyone hates, apparently. I guess. I don't know where they're getting their... I don't know where Jacob's getting a 2 out of 3 for concept. Lord. But yeah.
They're haters. They don't care about choreography as much. So, what are your thoughts on Eyes One's Heart Eyes? What did you like, Violeta? Did you think it was a good enough follow up? Which was your favorite album track? Are you more excited about Eyes One now or less excited? Definitely let us know in the comments what your thoughts are in this group. Because again, I'm just surprised at how much I ended up liking this group, for how much in crisis I was at the end of Produce 48, considering, oh no, I'm gonna like this group less than 101. But yeah, the way it's shaping up, this group might be my IOI, like how IOI is to you, Nate. Eyes One might be that to me, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that'll do it for ProduceCast episode 10. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please subscribe, like, so it'll help our whatever likes do. I don't know what likes do, in all honesty. YouTube's algorithm
your videos show up in like suggestions and stuff.
I guess. So yeah, if you want our videos to sort of spread and let everyone else know how we do things, definitely leave a like, subscribe to keep up to date with whatever we're doing with ProduceCast or our other shows. Definitely leave a comment, or if you want to reach us, you can find us either on Twitter at Truly Daebak. You can find our personal Twitters located under our windows, or if you want to reach us the fastest, please join our Discord server. Our Discord server is mucho lit. We are on there all the time. We love interacting with our fans and our listeners. We do a lot of fun stuff like discography. We should probably do an IOI discography listen, or like a song rating.
Well, it's the next song rating is IOI branch groups, but it's all of IOI's music because they only have like 20 songs.
Okay, so basically it's an excuse for you to give everything. It's an excuse for you to give everything a 10.
It's all going to be all of IOI's music plus all of the singles from the branch groups.
Yeah, so basically in our Discord server, we just sort of rank songs kind of like how we do our reviews. Just compare and contrast notes or likes and dislikes, see who has similar ideas. So it's a fun thing to participate in.
We yell at each other a lot.
And yeah, we yell at each other occasionally.
Bad opinions, like Cooper giving TT a 4 out of 10.
What the hell? TT...
Cooper has bad taste.
At this point, I don't think it's the best song, but it's not a 4. Anyway, if you want to take part in the fun, definitely join our Discord server. That said, I mean, we don't have anything else until... we don't have anything else until the show starts up in May. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Maybe if we see Eyes One at MTV The Show, we could do a little topic on that. We're going to Korea in a couple weeks, so that's going to be exciting. Hopefully, I'll definitely be spending a lot on... I'm probably going to buy the Eyes One light stick over there, in all honesty.
Oh, I'm 100% buying it.
Yeah. Just because it's like it looks like that popping thing, like the lawnmower.
yeah, the little kid toy.
Or it looks like Dippin' Dots or whatever. Anyway, we'll definitely keep you up to date on whatever we do in Korea. So, that said, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and until next time, oyasumi nasai.
Throbbingly oyasumi nasai. These Japanese, these 48 group members realize, maybe the K-pop industry might just be a better chance for them.
Yeah.
Just because of how the 48 group works, where there's so many members, it's kind of hard to get noticed.
Yeah.
You have to be one of like the top.